Um, Everything is streaming well now. Yes, thank you. If you just give this like a minute here. I think we're good.
Yep.
So welcome, everyone. Welcome to Medical Mondays with Dr. O. I am Dr. Toyin Opesami. I'm a family practitioner. I also treat HIV and substance use disorder in Maryland, and I host Medical Mondays with Dr. O. You know, I found out something, and I found it out from our speaker tonight, who said, if you think tax is just about filing returns, that is filing returns once a year, think again. Today's guest is a certified professional, tax strategist, compliance expert, and the founder and CEO of FinServe Pro. FinServe Pro is a financial services company helping entrepreneurs, closely held businesses, and immigrant communities move from reactive tax filing to proactive tax strategy. With over 20 years of experience in accounting, taxation, audit, governance, and financial leadership, he has advised businesses on entity and structuring optimization, cross-border tax exposure, regulatory compliance, and financial risk mitigation. His approach is simple. Tax is not just a legal obligation. It's a strategic lever for wealth preservation and business growth. He has served in senior finance leadership roles. He also sits on the board of the Nigerian Center and also the financial director at NAPAD, Nigerian American Public Affairs Committee, DMVPD branch. Through FinServe Pro and its community initiatives, he equips business owners with practical systems, from proper bookkeeping infrastructure to quarterly tax planning, audit readiness, and long-term wealth architecture. He believes tax is complex, but not complicated. That is, when you understand the system.
Yeah.
And tonight, we've had IT challenges. I feel it's because we have greater things coming on starting now, because nothing will stop us from learning and growth. So, without much ado, let's welcome Mr. Ayomide Ibrahim. Welcome. The floor is now yours.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for having me, Dr. O. In case you don't know, if you are new, it's your first time, seeing or meeting Dr. O, Dr. Toyin Opesami. That's my mother right there. Because I know here we have, individuals and professionals and doctors, from your community. And I have some here from my community. So there are individuals that are joining the Dr. O's Medical Mondays for the first time. So if you are coming from the FinServe Pro community and it is your first time joining the Medical Mondays, this happens every Monday. Every Monday, we have Medical Mondays with Dr. O, Dr. Opesami. And I think about 2 weeks ago, Dr. Dija presented. Yeah. So every Mondays, if you are so interested in yourself and your well-being and your self-development, this is a platform you don't want to miss. People coming on and talking about who we are and who we should be. That being said, Dr. Opesami, thank you so much for having me. And can you tell us how many years we've had Medical Mondays with Dr. O? How many years now?
Wow. It'll be 5 years on March 1st.
March 1st.
We
And
started March 1st, 2020. Wait a minute. 2020.
6 years.
Oh, wow. 6 years.
yeah,
Yes, Dr. Ajay.
6 years. And guess what? She traveled to Nigeria some months ago. And she still did not, and she got to Nigeria, I think on Sunday, late Sunday evening, and we still had Medical Monday that Monday. That is how dedicated, she is with this platform. And, with my relationship with her, this is not just happening, it's happening because we have a higher calling. And that higher calling is that we become strong in this part of the world. And when I say we, I mean the immigrant community, right? We become strong. She was the past chair. She is the past chair of NAPAC, that I am the financial secretary today. And I'll be talking about NAPAC in between my presentation. So let's dive into why we are here today. It's tax season, right? And as she said in my introduction, that if you think that filing taxes is just a 1 year affair, then you are on the wrong bus. Tax filing is what you should be concerned about throughout the year. Meaning, throughout the year, you are concerned about your tax planning, and then you plan, meaning you plan for what you have to submit to the IRS and your state authority between February and April. You plan before February. And that is why today I want to talk about the reason why you should take the video of the speaker. But because I think what you should do, right? There is one right here that you can pin if you want to see me. Can you pin that? We can't hear you, Dr. O.
It's done.
I just
I'm
pinned it.
going to go ahead to pin you now.
Okay, so you can pin because honestly,
Here we are.
okay, perfect.
Do you like that?
Oh, perfect. Yeah. So so everybody sees me now, right?
Yes. Yes, you
Yes.
have the floor.
Good. Yeah, so because I have a presentation here, but I'm not gonna do my presentation is just my notes. I'm not gonna do any slide here.
Can
Most
you?
of
I don't.
You can.
No,
if
no,
you
no.
want to.
It's okay. I don't. I don't even intend to do that. Right. I
Okay.
just want to talk to us. Right.
Okay.
This is we
Okay.
just having a conversation about taxes. It's not about the regular presentation. We are not in a school. This is Medical Monday, right? With Dr. O. Yeah. So the reason why we are here today is to talk about the reason why we should plan for taxes and eventually file our tax return. There's a difference between tax planning and tax preparation, right? Preparation is when you submit your taxes to the IRS and to your state authority. Planning is what you have to do within the year as you go towards tax plan. It's like when you want to go to school, right? You plan for going to school. And one of the most important thing of you doing this is because it creates a kind of identity. Identity. Imagine you going to your office where you need, a card, or where you need your fingerprint, or where you even need to scan yourself in. It means you cannot go into that office without your identity. And you planning your taxes is creating some form of identity, an identity that will determine a whole lot of things about you. And that whole lot of things is just summed up in one: how far you go in the United States. You leave Nigeria, A lot of us, like I said, let's call a spade a spade. Most of us in this country, we are what I call economic escapists. A whole lot of us. We left our country for greener pasture. Meaning, if our country is what it should be, we would not be here. Now that you are here, there are certain things you have to do if you want to go far. I say a lot of the times that you are here now, you should pursue one thing, pursue success. So that when you succeed here, you can now take that success back home to Nigeria, right? If you succeed here in the United States, you can become so strong that someday we would be the one to tell the presidency, even in Nigeria, that Mr. President, we have a help to render to this country. You cannot do that if you have not been successful in this part of the world. And one major thing that would determine how successful you become in this country is how you file your taxes, how you prepare for your taxes, because like I said, that is going to create a kind of identity for you. Identity that you want to go to the bank to get a loan, to buy a house. They would either say, you are welcome, here you go, have a contract, or they just tell you, you are very, very sorry. Somebody called me from North Carolina today and wants to buy a house. And the real estate agent was asking me, oh, please, we want to request for 2 years tax return for this individual because he wants to buy a house. And I told the agent right away, if the tax return is what you want to use to buy this man that has been my client for 4 years a house, forget about it. Because for the past 4 years, I've been telling this man that the way you are filing your taxes is not going to get you anywhere. A lot of us, we want refund. We want refunds, and at the same time, we want to buy a house. We want refunds, and then we put a whole lot of stuff on our tax return. We put so much expenses. We deduct this and that because of the refunds we want to get. And at the end of the day, we go to the bank and say we want to get a loan, and they'll tell you, we are very sorry. The income you have in your taxes is low. You have to go and wait. I've had clients who went to the USCIS office for their green card application. And after spending hours ticking every other thing, when they got to the tax return, they told this individual, you have to go and wait another 2 years. We are very sorry. We cannot complete. We cannot continue with your residency interview. Identity. Identity. How you file your taxes creates an identity. And the reason is very, very simple. When you come to the United States, right, there's a number you must have. If you want to stay here, there's a number you must have. When you are not eligible for that number, there's another number you can get. Right? Now, what number am I talking about here? I'm talking about your social security number. When you come to the US, right? And you come, maybe you won a lottery, for example. When you come here, you apply for your social security number here. You don't apply for your social security number in Nigeria. You can apply for green card, any other thing in Nigeria, but you must get here before you get your social security number. Now, if for whatever reason you are not eligible for social security number, you can file for what I call your individual tax identification number. And before I go on, I just want to say this, as I say on many of the places that I talk. If you know anyone that has been here, even if it is less than a year, and you know quite well that they told you they have the plan of staying here, and you ask them if they have a social security number and they say they don't have, please tell them about what we call the individual tax identification number, tax ID. Because in my 4-5 years doing this, I've met with individuals who have been here 10 years and nobody told them about this. And they are just existing. They don't have tax ID, they don't have social security number. So if there's anybody you know in your circle that you are not sure, tell them about the tax ID. Now, back to tax ID and social security number. The moment you have a tax ID or a social security number in America, let me tell you what you have done right there. You have entered into a social contract with the United States. A social contract. In fact, that social contract, interestingly, starts from when you got your visa. The moment you got that visa in America, in Nigeria, or any place, you have entered into a social contract. But not until you now step into the United States is when that social contract now starts counting. When you now get a tax ID or a social security number, that social contract now becomes comprehensive. And one of the things you must is a requirement is filing your taxes. Filing your taxes. So you can now see from what I've said so far that filing your taxes, one, you are fulfilling a requirement, right? You are fulfilling a requirement you don't have a choice but to fulfill. But on the other hand, how can that requirement now become an advantage for you? You now use it to create what I call an identity, right? And that identity, I want to tell us some of the things that it is going to do for you and how you should do it, right? Now, every filed return establishes documented economic history. I'll give you my very good example. When I was going to buy my first house, the loan officer asked, how many year tax return have I filed? I told him one. I said, one is not going to be enough. We need 2 years. I said, oh, I didn't know that. So do you mean I don't qualify? He said, you have to wait 1 more year. He said, well, you know what? Can you submit an application and then I can just, run your figures and then I said, that's fine. In submitting my application, I filed, the form 4506 transcript for him to pull my transcript. When he pulled my transcript, he said, you have filed 1 year tax return before. I said, really? He said, yeah, I can see 2 tax return on your profile. I said, no, I've only filed 1 tax return. This is me, an accountant that just came to the US. So where am I going? Even the best of the best finance person coming into a new system that system would be strange to them. The best of the best finance person, right? So I said, how did I file 2 taxes? He said, you filed a 1040 in 2018. No, 2017. I said, you're right. That's true. That was when I applied for my tax ID. He said that counts as a tax filing. So we can use that. But the good thing is the income you disclosed on that tax filing for 2017, which is your first tax return, we don't even need it, but we just need that requirement. 2 years, meaning I need income of $100,000, for example, to buy a house. Annual, right? 100,000 to buy a house. And in my second one, I have $200,000 as income. Remember, for each year, I need 100,000. So if they divide that 200,000 by 2 years, it means I need $100,000 on one, $100,000 on the second one. Now, if I have $0 as income on the first one and $200,000 on my second year, do you know I still qualify? Because all they are looking for is 200,000 for 2 years. But because I have $200,000 in one, the $0 on the first one does not count. But guess what? If I did not have that tax filing, which is a requirement that you must have 2 years. It doesn't matter the income, right? I can still buy a house. Meaning, if I have $300,000 on this second one with zero tax filing first year, meaning I have just one tax return, I do not qualify because I do not meet a very important filing requirement, 2 years tax return. So you see that the first one that I did, which was me just applying for a tax ID, was an history. That was a filing history that just assisted me, in buying a house the time I bought that house. If I did not have that one, I now have to wait another year to file. So what am I saying is the history you create, even in life generally, is your identity, right? How you talk to people, how you do your job, how you relate with your spouse, how you talk to your children, how you do anything that creates history is your identity, which is why I always say that the best form of trying to see someone's identity tomorrow is to look at their identity yesterday. How did they behave yesterday? Somebody that is used to just talking to people anyhow yesterday, if they now start behaving opposite today, ask. It's possible it's because they need a favor, right? So, history. Now, what and how can we have this history, right? Filing your tax return is a major. Now, what does this tells us when you put in your tax return, for example? Number one is it tells us who you are in the system. I was talking to a couple today and I said, before we even start anything, I need us to open what I call an IRS account. IRS account. Like I said, this presentation is going to be we talking, right? So I'm going to do something real quick, right? Because some of us here might just be like this couple that I spoke to today. So I'm sharing this. I'm no more. Can you please turn on that, Dr. O?
Yeah, what should I turn on?
I want to share.
Oh, wait. Okay, I guess. Dr. Ajay, are you there? Because he can do it too.
Yes, let me see if I can make him co-host.
Okay, I did already.
This is
Okay,
going to be practical
now
as
it's
possible.
done. Do you have it?
It still say host disabled. No.
Okay, so I need to make his picture. I'm going to take you off for a minute
Okay.
and then I'll pin you again. Where are you now? There you are. Okay.
Perfect. So I want this to be as practical as possible. So I was talking to a client today. They've been living in this country for 18 years. And I said, before we get started with you, right, I want to see how you are coming. At FinServe Pro, we don't care about where you are coming from, but we care about how you are coming and why, right? Now, to know how you are coming, I need you to log into your IRS account. This family have been living in this country for 18 years. They've been filing taxes for almost that 18 years. They don't know what an IRS account is. So I'm sharing that with us now. If you are here on this call and you don't know about this, you are not doing yourself any good, right? You can just come in here and create what I call an IRS account. Your IRS account will show you every of your dealings with the IRS, the first time you filed, how you filed. In fact, there are clients that when I log into their IRS account, the first thing I go to look at is their compliance. There's a report called compliance report. If you log into your IRS, go look for your compliance report and see if you are compliant. If you are compliant, good. If you are not, it will tell you why you are not compliant. And if you cannot fix that issue yourself, please look for a professional and get that fixed. Your IRS account will show you all of your wage. I'll give you a very good example. I've had clients come in here who got letters from the IRS telling them that they missed certain income, meaning when they filed their tax return, they did not include a particular income. And then they will ask me, how did the IRS know this? Very, very simple. If you log into your IRS account, there's a place you go there that says tax records, and then you go to document. Every of your employer that you have worked with in a particular year, as they are sending you your W-2, they are sending that same W-2 to the IRS. So when you now submit your tax return, let's say, for example, you did 4 jobs, 4, and for whatever reason, maybe you omitted. I've seen clients who filed their taxes because they wanted to get their money so fast. They did not wait for their last W-2 from their employer, and they don't even know, they've forgotten about that employer, right? And then they submitted their tax return. I've seen clients who deliberately omitted a W-2, deliberately, right? Now, when you submit your tax return, the system has been designed in a way that it is going to match what you submitted and what your employer submitted. It's going to match. And once the system says, oh, this person did not include this, you get flagged, and then they send you that notice, right? And if they realize that this person has been doing this for a while, they are going to flag your name and you'll be under their radar between 3 to 10 years. And that is not an identity you want to have. Remember, today we are talking about identity. We already know that you have to file your taxes to fulfill a requirement. But today, I'm not concerned about that. I'm concerned about the one that would be of advantage to you, not the one that you must do. Like I told Mr. Maduka yesterday, sometimes we don't tell someone, why are you just sleeping? All of your life, you are just sleeping. Sometimes we need to show these people what they need to do when they get up from their bed. So it is not enough for a professional to be telling you that you must file your taxes, you must file your taxes. A professional should also be able to tell you the advantage of you that filing that taxes, because that might be, what would ginger, like we say that, oh, I didn't know that this thing is of advantage to me. And I just want to drop this here. At least in this country, I know that the system is not built for you to fail. The American system is not built for you to fail, because this country believes that your success is the success of this country. And it doesn't matter how you look. If you are here and you still feel that, oh, because I'm an immigrant, I cannot get anywhere, I want you to go and trash that mentality today. In fact, from today onward, you can call yourself an American, no matter your status. Wake up in the morning and tell yourself, I am an American, and I must pursue that identity every day. If you don't want, you can add the Nigerian American to it. Because whether you call yourself American or not, no one can take that Nigeria from you. No one can take that Cameroon away from you. Right? And it is very, very important that you pursue that identity. And one of the ways is to do what we have talked about here. Now, what is the other thing that we can learn when you submit your tax return? We can be able to tell what you earn, how consistent, do you earn, what is the structure of your earning activity, and of course, how are you complying? I just talked about compliance report. If you have not filed your tax return for a 1 year, 1 or 2 years, it's just going to say there, right there, non-compliant. Now, over the time, this produces a kind of continuity, right? That would be a foundation for your financial credibility. I know individuals who they came in here and then they just started their life, and today they are in government, right? No one can get into government without that credibility, because they are going to, what we call background, there will be background check, right? And there's no how you can pass a background check if you want to work for the government in this country if you don't have financial credibility. And trust me, there is no financial credibility without you filing your taxes, right? So, identity. Identity. It is very, very important that you pursue that identity. Now, that being said, let us now talk about what you should even put in to pursue this identity. What are the forms that you must submit? Because for you to pursue that identity, there are forms you should submit to the IRS. Let's talk about the individual. If you are as an individual, you need to submit your form 1040 to the IRS. Your form 1040 is your individual tax return. That is what you submit as an individual. And what do you need to submit your tax return as an individual? I'm going to also share something real quick, with us. Uh, uh, and then this. Okay. Do we see this? Do we see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, good. So if you are submitting as an individual, these are the things you should submit. Now, some of this might not apply to you, but most of this would apply to you. If you are submitting as an individual, of course, you need your personal information, your name, your social security number, your date of birth, your address. Some people would love to protect themselves, against scams. So there is what we call an identity PIN that you can request for from the IRS. With that identity PIN, nobody can submit your tax return without you providing that PIN. Meaning, even if you come to FinServe Pro and we try to submit your tax return, if you don't give us that PIN, we cannot submit that tax return. If you are expecting a refund, you have to give your account number or your routing number, right? If you live, within different countries, whatever income you make in another country while you are there, you have to also disclose that through what we call the foreign, income exclusion. If you have dependents, you provide their date of birth, their social security number. If they are in daycare, you need to provide what we call, your daycare expenses. Now, what are the main sources of income? The most common one is what we call the W-2. That is when you have a 9 to 5 employment, and then they withhold your taxes before they pay you by you filling out a W-4 to instruct your employer, this is how I want you to tax me. Meaning when you get a job and then during the onboarding process, they give you a W-4. That is a W-2 employment. When you get a job somewhere and they give you what we call a W-9, that is a 1099 engagement right there. The difference is that at the end of the year, one, you will get a W-2, the other one, you will get a W-9. Now, if you get a W-2, in most cases, they would have withheld your taxes and forward that to the IRS. So when you're submitting your tax return, these three things are likely going to happen. One, you can either get a tax refund if what you have paid in taxes during the year is higher than what you should pay. Two is you not owing the government not owing you, meaning you paid the taxes you should pay between January to December. Three, that you are owing the IRS, meaning the taxes you paid between January to December is lower than what you should pay, right? That is when you now have to pay. Now, if it is a 1099 that you get, what happened there is that whoever engaged you for that time gave you your entire money, expecting you to go and disclose that to the IRS. Now, I see a lot of people who got 1099 and failed to file their taxes. IRS would come after you because that tax, that 1099 right there is already sitting down, with the IRS. Now, a lot of people will not ask, what if I have children? Yes, if you have children, you are eligible for what we call the child tax credit. Child tax credit in this year is $2,200 per child. That is simply saying government, giving you 2,200 from January to December, for child upkeep, right? So that way, when you file your taxes, you get that 2,200 per child. So depending on the number of children you have, is now the amount of credit that you would get. We now have what we call deduction because a lot of people mistake credit and deduction. They are two different things. Credit is what you get, from the government. For child, we also have what we call the earned income credit that you get if your income is not up to a certain threshold. We used to have what we call, the energy credit that you get if you have a solar over your head, but that is no more. Now, deduction, on the other hand, is what you are allowed to reduce your tax, your income with to get your taxable income. Meaning when you work January to December and you make $100,000, that $100,000 right there is your income. But that is not what government wants to tax. Government wants to tax what we call your taxable income. So your taxable income is equals to your income minus deduction. And the very common that everybody must have is what we call the standard deduction. That is what the government have allowed, saying we have done our research and across board, we think each person should have $15,000, for example, as deduction. Now, if you are a couple, your deduction increases. On the other hand, if you now have transactions within the year, like there are expenses that you incurred that you think is not putting you in the same bracket with everybody. One very common one is health bill. We have individuals who have medical, conditions that they pay heavily every year. For such individuals, government gives them the opportunity to deduct those, kind of expenses on their tax return. So that means for somebody like that, you won't have to file, you won't have to use what we call the standard deduction. You would not have to use what we call the itemized deduction. Uh, that being said, we have other income, that we call the rental income. If you have a home, for example, and then you have another one that is investment, whatever income you earn there, you know, is what we call your rental income. Do you have retirement income? Did you take distribution for your 401k, for example? Like we mentioned, Dr. Oda, when we had the World Blueprint seminar, we had to go to our insurance to get some money, right? That money that we got is a kind of distribution, early distribution from our retirement. You would get what we call the 1099R, for example. If you have savings in your bank will send you what we call your 1099 interest, 1099 int. If you get what we call 1099 div, it means that you bought shares in a company, and after sharing profit, at the end of the year, your own share of profit you would get as a dividend. We have other income, right? Payment from third party. Let's say, for example, maybe you are doing all these on-demand jobs, and then you get your payment through Cash App. If your payment at the year is over $20,000, Cash App has the requirement to send you what we call your 1099K. If you gamble, maybe you have jury duty and then they paid you. We have some hobby income and expenses. These are the different kind of income that we have. We now have your deductions. Your deductions could be your 1098, for example, if you have a home and then you got what we call your 1098 mortgage statement. On your 1098 mortgage statement, we have what we call your interest. Your interest is one of your deduction. If you paid real estate taxes, property taxes, that is also a deduction. Electric vehicle, for example, as of last year was a deduction, but no more. We have medical expenses, we have health, insurance, child care expenses. If you pay daycare, it is. Then we also have what we call the educational expenses. If you are in school and then you pay school fees, you would get what we call your 1098T, from your school that you can claim as expenses. We have other retirement and other savings that you can also use as expenses, especially those ones that you contributed, through your job, right? Now, these are what you should have if you want to file your 1040, which is what you should submit to the IRS as an individual. Now, you can also submit tax return as a business. What do you submit as a business? If you have a single member LLC, what you submit is a Schedule C. Your Schedule C is your profit and loss statement that you submit together with your 1040. So if you have a business and you run that business all by yourself, always make sure that when you are submitting your tax return to the IRS, you have what we call a 1040 and a Schedule C. Please don't forget, right? Because I see a lot of people make this mistake. They have business and then they just forget to tell their tax preparer that they have a business. And then they just go ahead and submit what we call their 1040. And later, the IRS will write them that they did not submit their business tax return because they got a 1099 on behalf of that business. And then you would now have to file what we call an amendment. On the other hand, if you have a business together with someone, that right there is a partnership business. If you run a business with someone, whether that business was registered as a multi-member LLC or was registered even as a general partnership business, at the end of the year, you must file what we call a partnership tax return. That is what we call a 1065. You submit a 1065. What do you need to submit a 1065? Number one, you need the business name. And all of this will be included in what we call your article of organization. Number two, you need the EIN for that business. Number three, you need the address. Number four, you need the business activity. That business that you are doing, what are you doing with the business, right? You must list the business activity. You must state when the business started, right? And then coming now to the partners, you must give the names, the social security number of each of the partners, plus the share of the business. Is it 50-50? Is it 60-40? Is it 70-30? Is it 80-20? You must give that to your tax preparer. And then the very, very important one, you must now provide what we call your profit and loss. This I can overemphasize because I have this conversation almost every day. When you have a business, you must have what we call the profit and loss for that business. It is very, very important. There's no reason why you should have a business and you cannot tell how much that business generated as income in a year. There's no reason why you should have a business and you can't tell how much your business paid in rent, how much your business paid in salaries, how much your business paid as office expenses. You must. At the end of the year, clients come here and then they will bring their bank statements to file their business tax return. How do you want your tax preparer to use your bank statement to know how much you generated, for example. Because don't forget that in your bank statement, when you swipe your card or you go to the bank or you use that card to buy something, let's take, for example, you use your card, your business card, to buy something in Whole Foods, for example, right? And I see Whole Foods. I can tell as an accountant that that is probably maybe business meal. But what if you by mistake use that card to buy something for your family? That happens a lot. There are several companies that I work with, as CFOs, as a CFO, and then while reviewing the account, I will tell when I'm reporting, sending report, I would say they should ask their employee, this transaction, is it business or personal? For example, if I see business card that they have given to their employees using to buy something at Goodwill, for example, why are you using a business card to buy something from Goodwill? A lot of the times, those are personal expenses. So when you give your bank statement to your tax preparer to file your business taxes, there is no way it can be able to tell what these transactions are. You, as the business owner, should always provide what I call a profit and loss. And like I said again, we are going to be practical again, and then we are going to come here and show us what a profit and loss looks like. I'm going to come here and then, so this is a P&L, for example, that I'm going to, so your profit and loss should look like this. How much did you generate in income? This one now, I've already put in the formula. Let's say, for example, your business generated 100,000. Your total income is 100,000, right? Let's assume that to sell this 100,000, you have to buy material for, let's say, $40,000, right? Automatically, I can tell that your gross profit is what? Is $60,000. Now, these are your other expenses. Payroll, maybe you pay $10,000 to your staff. Supplies, maybe you paid $4,000, right? Rent, maybe you paid $15,000 for rent, right? Then let's say let's say here, telephone, maybe you paid $1,000, right? Marketing, maybe you paid $500, right? Now, at the end of the day, this is your gross profit right here. Your profit is always your gross profit minus your total, minus your total expenses. I can tell right here for this business that your total net profit for the year is $29,000. But you need to give this to your tax preparer to be able to prepare your Schedule C, your partnership tax return, your C Corp, which is your 1120, or your S Corp that you must file what we call your 1120S. You need this. The moment you have a business, you must always go to your tax preparer with your tax, your profit and loss. That is the financial transaction for your business. If you are not doing this, trust me, you are not in business yet. I can say this anywhere, anytime, right? A family came here yesterday, and I by the time I showed them, what they've been doing wrong, I can't go into details, because I have to, I have to, um, disclosure. I have to protect, the identity of my client. But the mistake, as simple as it was, it had a very dire consequences on how they've been filing their taxes, right? And the mistake was very, very, very simple, right? So sometimes it is cheaper to get a professional. I say to our clients, one thing we don't do at FinServe Pro is leave your own money on the table. On every table, right? Not every money on that table belongs to you. But the one that belongs to you at FinServe will help you collect it. You must get that money, right? Not all tax preparer would help you do that because they don't understand the concept of credit and deduction and business filing and the requirement that you must have, to go and file your tax return, right? Now, the IRS record is a financial backbone. I've talked about why it is advantageous for you to file. Aside from meeting requirement, your civic responsibility, right? It is to your advantage because you are creating what we call an identity. I've moved from there to what you should file as an individual, 1040. What you should file as a business owner, if you are a partnership, you submit what we call your 1065. If you have an incorporation, right? Like I know of so many people who have, healthcare businesses and they organize what we call incorporation, right? You must submit what we call your form 1120. If you have elected your business to become a S corp, you must submit what we call a 1120S. Now, if you have a non-for-profit, right, as long as it is not a church, you must submit what we call a 990 at the end of the year. Now, before you can submit a 990, if you have a non-for-profit, right? Let's go to another very technical. If you have, for example, excuse me, if you have a non-for-profit, for example, right? You want to always come here and look for 501c organization search. You see this box right here? If you have a 990, if you have a non-for-profit, right, and you come in here to search that 990, you can use any of this, to search, right? You can search, but I always say search all. You can search using two things. You can search by using your EIN for the non-for-profit, or you can search by the name, right? For example, if I come here now, myself now, I'm a what? I'm a board member of the Nigerian Center, right? And I'm so proud, right? And I want to show us something, right? So take, for example, now we come here and, we type this organization name, right? Using organization name, not because I'm not going to review the EIN for Nigerian Center, for example. Look at that. The Nigerian Center is here. So where am I going, right? If you want to deal with anybody in America, if you want to deal with anybody in America, if you want to deal with a business, for example, you want to deal with an organization, there is tool for you to search if that person is credible or not. In 2026, you should not be relating with people, especially businesses, without using the public tool available to you to see if that business is a credible business or not. For example, if you want to do business with FinServe Pro, for example, go and check if we are in good standing. There was a woman that was going to engage us last year. She went online. Googled businesses. After she Googled businesses and then she looked at the Google review, she wrote that down. She now went ahead and be searching is this business in good standing? She said of all the businesses that she searched, she already wrote down 7 businesses. Seven businesses. Of the 7 businesses around this area that she wants to deal with, it is only FinServe Pro that is in good standing. That is why she's reaching out to us. She's an African American. I still spoke to that woman today, because today she said we want to we want to engage you for our 2026, right? We have already I've already confirmed to the board that I worked with you guys last year. And he said, what? Mr. Ibrahim, your business is not in good standing. I'm talking about today. Because good standing, they just updated good standing 2 weeks ago. I said, I know. I'm just busy. I've not made my payment. Good standing that they updated just 2 weeks ago. This woman was the one who called me today and said, Mr. Ibrahim, I've already confirmed with the board that you are the one we want to use. But please, before they go and search, because they might search like I did, I need you to go and do your good standing. I said, I know. I've seen it. Where am I going? In this time and age, you cannot just be relating with anybody. You cannot. And the same way you cannot just relate with anybody, you also have to create a credible image, a credible identity, so that if anybody wants to relate with you, they will not have any problem. If I want to relate with any non-for-profit, for example, like when I had the Nigerian Center for the first time, right? And the founder, who I can call my brother now, I went here and I saw Nigerian Center. If you have a non-for-profit, if you are here and your name is not here with your non-for-profit, for example, something is wrong. It is either you have not applied for your 501c, or you have not filed your 990 out there and they have taken out your information from their website. And if you come to me, for example, as a non-for-profit, asking for a donation, if I go here and I don't see your name, I'm not going to donate to you. No way. I'm not going to waste my money. Identity. This is IRS website right here, right? What has Nigerian Center done here? They have created a credible identity for anybody that wants to relate with them to be able to do it. All of these things I'm saying is not rocket science. Creating an identity is for your own sake, not the sake of Donald Trump. It's not the sake of the United States. It's for your own sake. Now, coming to the Nigerian Center, I'm a proud board member. And I want to appeal to everybody here today that this is a center you must be part of. It's not a matter of choice. You must be a member of the Nigerian Center. You must support what the Nigerian Center is doing. And I'm going to break that down, right? Right? And that is going to take me to my next organization I want to talk about, right? As I speak today, I speak proudly of 3 organizations, proudly. And then another one that is, on the spiritual level, that I cannot, talk about here. But if I meet you one-on-one and you are a man, I would introduce you to what I call When Men. It's a spiritual platform where men come to identify who they are by talking to other men. So that is not something I discuss publicly. But if I meet with you one-on-one as a man, I talk about When Men with you. But the 3 other organizations that I always talk about, I talk about FinServe Pro, I talk about Nigerian Center, and I talk about NAPAC. Now, I've told you why. I've told you about Nigerian Center. Nigerian Center is a non-for-profit providing assistance to Nigerian and every other immigrant. Every day, the Nigerian Center talk to immigrants that have status issue. To burst your bubble, Nigerian Center assisted me. right? This organization assists a lot. They speak to tens of immigrants from every country you can think of every day. What is the problem you have? We have, as of today, we have 3 lawyers that can speak to you. If you have any issue with your status, you don't know what to do, please call the Nigerian Center. The good news is that, yes, we have the fund, but on the other hand, if you can assist with your donation, your $10, your $20, your $30, your $100, your $1,000. This is an organization that is assisting with immigrants like you and I, so we can increase in numbers. And not just that, increase in base. Now, that increase in base, why do we need it? We need it for what I call political power, which now takes me to my next organization. Before I now talk about the next organization, I want to show us this. This is APAC, the strongest committee in America. Strongest. And what do? They help with the US-Israel partnership. If Israel wants anything tomorrow, all Israel needs to do is to call the president of America. We want this. And America has no choice. America will do it. That did not just happen. It happened because people came here. First thing they did was fulfill requirements like filing their taxes, creating an identity with that, and look at what they did next. They came together. Meaning, you cannot come together without an identity. You see where I'm going with identity? You see why identity it matters. There is no how people can come together if they don't have identity. You get visa, come to America, you fulfill requirements. With that requirement, you pursue an identity. With that identity, you look for your own that has the same identity with you, and then you come together. When you come together, what do you do with that? You pursue what we call political power. And today, we have an organization that is aiming the same mission and vision. Look at this. APAC is a membership organization that brings together 6 million US citizens who commit their time and resources to ensuring the United States stand with our ally, and that elected officials who support this partnership are elected to Congress. Nigeria's relationship with America is over 200 years. I can confirm to you that the first Nigeria that came to America is over 400 years. They came during slave period. Meaning, we as a country, we as a continent, Africa, our relationship is dated back as far back as 400 years with the United States. But guess what? Today, we have just one American, just one African, one African, one Eyokon in Congress, one African. Today, we have zero. In fact, in the history of America, we've not had one Congress member, one in Congress, one in the history. Why do you think that is happening? Because we have not come together to form this kind of alliance that APAC has. If Israel wake up tomorrow and tell America we don't want Nigerians in America, I bet with every veins in my life, they will pursue every one of us. If Israel wake up tomorrow and they say we don't want any Nigerian in this country, we are gone. It is not debatable. We are gone for good. And if that does not happen, the other question I ask myself, I ask us, The children that we have, I have two wonderful children here, brilliant. Their teacher calls us all the time. We just want to thank you for your children. They are sound, they are intelligent, brilliant. The question I ask myself is, are they tomorrow going to be educated slaves or not in America? Because if care is not taken with the way we are building our identity in this country, that might happen to us at the end of the day. Which means that we have to come together and form an alliance like what we have here. And that right there is what this next organization that I'm sharing with us is providing, NAPAC. We have APAC, US-Israel Partnership. We have NAPAC, Nigerian-American Partnership. Here is Dr. O right here. This organization is saying, Nigerians, let us come together. You fulfill requirements, you pursue identity with it. With that identity, you look for your own and do what? Come together. So again, you see, while filing your taxes is very, very important. You are creating an identity with filing your taxes. But that is not the greater call of that identity. The greater call is for you to now look for your own. There is a reason why I look like this. And there's a reason why the man that looks like this is allowed to come to the US. It's for me to meet you that is here, that is like me. And why? To have what we call political power. And with that political power, we can do a lot. Like when we add the issue of Nigeria, say America saying they will either go and bomb Nigeria or not, let's assume that the NAPAC we have today is as strong as APAC. We will go to the White House. If APAC wants to meet Donald Trump, the time is 8:26. If the chairman of APAC wants to meet Donald Trump this night, he will. He has no choice. Kò ní choice. Kó máa sùn, ó máa jí. If the chairman of this APAC, this committee, wants to see Donald Trump this night, even if he's sleeping, they will wake him. When America was considering bombing Nigeria, if we are this strong, we will go to the White House and speak to the president. Where am I going exactly? Whether you like it or not, there are powers that be in this country. There are powers that be in the world. The question remains, with the power that God has given you, which is life, do you want to use that life to associate with the power that be for the sake of those that you look like? The life. Many slept yesterday. Oh, you. They are gone. They slept. With the powers that you have, are you ready to use that power to pursue an identity that would give you the opportunity to associate with the power that be for the sake of those you look like? It starts from how you file your taxes. Because when you file your taxes, there's a whole lot it's going to do for you. It would give you the room to achieve things like buying a house, starting a business, getting your residency. There is nobody in America today who is a citizen that did not request for their tax return when they were going through the process. Nobody, right? Government benefits needs your taxes. You want to invest, you need your taxes. Now, all of these things that I mentioned, they are means to the greater call. And I maintain the greater call is for you to pursue the power that you have with the power that God has given you, which is life. The opportunity to associate yourself with the powers that be for the sake of those who look like you. Ẹja lẹja ń jẹ sanra o. Ẹja ni ẹja ń jẹ sanra. Dr. O, can you please help me interpret that? Because I don't know how to interpret it.
Ẹja ni
Ẹja ń jẹ sanra.
fish
Fish.
eats fish
Yeah, it is
to get fat, to get big.
you know what it means. The bigger fish would feed on the small fish
Okay.
to stay
Okay.
alive.
Yeah.
So the question is, do we want to remain small fish in this country? It is not a choice. It is not, right? So please, with FinServe Pro, I'm calling on you to do the right thing, which one of it is you filing your taxes. If you need help on how to file right, this is a company that will help you. Because at FinServe Pro, we understand the greater call of you filing right. Number two, if you are here and you have that urge to help people like you, people who have been where you are, there's an organization that you can donate to, because this organization is helping, individuals that are still in need. And I speak of no other organization than the Nigerian Center. On the other hand, we need to pursue power with the presence that we have. If we count our numbers as a people in this country, at least I can guarantee that Nigerians will be over 3 million in this country. I might be wrong. I might be wrong. But even if it is 10% of that we can identify ourselves and come and join with NAPAC so that we can, just not just contribute, but also influence the power that be for the sake of our own people. It will be to our benefit, right? The other thing I'm going to say, this might offend anybody here, but I have to say it. When it comes to employability, government is failing, which means creating job opportunity for, if you have that idea, create a business with it. Because with the way it's going, we might be the one that would now have to be creating jobs for ourselves. Because government right now, I don't know, maybe they've just lost idea of what to do. Like we have right now, Donald Trump came in and rather than create jobs, look at what the man did. Thousands of people lost their job. I still have a 9 to 5. My 9 to 5, because of the Green Deal that Donald Trump called, because I work for an energy company, they sacked 12 people in accounting department. 12. 12. In November of this last year, they told 12 in accounting department, just accounting department too. I don't want to talk about other department too. Accounting department alone, they told 12 people to go home in November. 12, right? In my accounting department, I'm the only black man there. The other 2 black people are women and they're African American. right? I still have my job. In fact, after that time, I had to call the HR. Is another phase coming? Maybe I should start planning. The HR said, Ayo, if you leave accounting department is gone. So you have to stay. Every year, I did not win man of the year, man of the department alone. Every year, I will win like 4 to 5 to 6 times every year. If I got to a time, I had to go and tell them, please don't let them come and kill me. Stop giving me this award. I don't want it again. Please just stop. Identity. I will stop there and take questions. I believe I have questions till 9. We are here.
Just one second.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. First off, thank you so much. On here, Madam VP, our mama at NAPAC, said this is truly financial identity transactional training. Kudos. Thank you. And Sister Debisi Ojemuyiwa said, thanks for encouraging us. But please, before we go on, put your information in the chat box. People are asking, Dr. Veronica also asked. So before I continue reading what's in there, maybe I should just go through it really quickly before I call on Madam VP. Oh no, let me call on her. So if you raise your hands, you get to ask your question or give your input first. Otherwise, I will read what is in the chat box in between. So, Madam VP, kindly unmute. Kindly unmute. Fantastic.
Right.
Welcome, ma.
Thank you, Commissioner Olowu of Egbaland. See, I don't have a question. I have comment. 3. Is that okay? Or you want to ask those who
Yes,
have
please.
questions?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, and I apologize. I'm always driving at this time, so it's difficult for me
Yes.
to type.
She's in California.
Yeah, type this stuff. So the gentleman that did the presentation, you did a fantastic job. I mean, you connected the dots on 5 different levels, at least for me. And the first one is, I can now officially certify you that you are Dr. O's son, because you articulated, otherwise I was going to challenge you on that. So,
So
no, that's okay. He has proven himself. So we'll do naming ceremony. So now, very, very well done, sir. Especially teaching us how we can transact for our identity.
Yeah.
That's been one of the challenges for our community, because we let the media tell our story, and we are known as the 419 and all of those other stuff. Yet we are the hardest working community in United States, and I can prove it. So yeah, a lot of Nigerians have two minimum of 2 jobs. Yeah, a lot of them. But it's adding up in the economic sense, because when you look at the top people that buy Mercedes-Benz, it will be Nigerian, Range Rover Nigeria, all the top cars were there, luxury cars. But when it comes to the political aspect of it, we are struggling. And thank you for amplifying the value that NAPAC brings to the table. And if I may just throw in a cheap pitch there, we currently have 9 chapters, and our goal is to have 52 chapters. God help us.
Amen.
Even those of you that you're in Nigeria, you can still be part of NAPAC. So the political influence is very important. Wala Begley and the lady in Florida, Bala Brigade, and the lady in Florida. We need to get them there. We need to keep Oye Owolewa there, and so many other people from other African continents. Recently with the Seahawk, when they won the championship, 5 Nigerians are there. 5.
Yes.
5 Nigerians. So we are celebrating them as Black History Month. So but the identity that you talked about is very important, and thank you for clarifying the difference there, both personal and the business aspect of it. I took some notes. And it's very important to also ensure that we are rated as being in good standing. Very important. The Secretary of State in California will give you that certificate.
Yes.
I don't know about other states, but it will say that you're in good standing.
Same thing. Yeah.
Okay. So please, let's do that. Because it's very important that we are rated as people of integrity. You need to have integrity in all that you're doing. And thank you for also talking about the Nigerian house. Now,
Nigerian Center.
Nigerian Center, yes, Nigerian Center.
And the lady you were trying to talk about, Yasmin Bankole, is in Chicago.
Yes, thank you, Yasmin Bankole. So let's step up to vote for her or send your money to get her, voted in. The same thing for Wala and many more that are going to come up. The reason why it's very important to have a political voice is just one of those reasons that you gave. NEPAC did their best just so everybody here can know. President Maduka, Bengo Gunjimi, Dr. Bengo Gunjimi, and a few others, we even involved NIDO to challenge what was being said about us and to request that we need to be part of the people with the dialogue. So for whatever it is, at least we pitched in our voice there. Now, when it comes to the Nigerian Center and the great work that they do, I know you mentioned that, we want to increase in numbers and yada. I don't think that should be the outcome we're looking for. The outcome we should be looking for is to increase their efficiency. Because, like they said, if you build it, they will come. If they become very efficient at what they do, people will be looking for them. Just as that woman looked for you when they did their search. If Nigerian Center gain credibility, become more efficient about what they will get more grants. And the more grants that they get, they will be able to reach more people. So we want to make sure that efficiency is what we're promoting. And that would also help us to trade up our identity as a community. So so that's the second one. And also you spoke
FinServe.
FinServe, yeah.
That's his company. Yeah.
Yeah, your
FinServe
company.
Pro.
Yes.
FinServe Pro.
FinServe Pro. Yeah, you talk and you made good examples of yourself where some inadequacies were showing up and how you were able to fix it. So you didn't come to just talk about being an expert in this. You were very vulnerable in talking about yourself. And we should all take a cue from that. Regardless of where you think you are, any of us right now, you said a lot of critical things about how we can amplify the integrity of our businesses and how we can even go beyond that. Those of you that still have a 9-to-5 job, not everybody is cut out to have a business, but if you have a talent, you have something that you think is marketable, you need to start looking at becoming an employer. Now, becoming an employer is not that easy, and it does not give you freedom. You can't show up whenever. It's actually more demanding. You can't put a sign that says, "Oh, coming back soon," and you're gone for 3 hours. So it takes a lot more. You would not work 9 to 5. You're going to work minimum of 10 to 12 hours. But when it is cooked, you would enjoy, you might be able to sell that business. That's part of you building equity for something that you're good at. So, my brother, very, very great job that you've done.
You so much,
and we are going to invite you on a NEPAC platform. I'm sure President Maduka is probably already ahead of me. But on a NEPAC platform, the things that you're supporting MVDPZ to do, we need to
The MVPD.
yeah, because the risk of compliance or lack of compliance is really great. The documentation that needs to be filed for each state park is critical. So we are going to need you on that front to educate those who are occupying the role of a treasurer or whatever and how to do it right. Because that is really, if you go to Secretary of State or whatever it's done, Nigerians are the ones that have opened up more business, they've registered more businesses. 60% of them are dormant.
Yes. Very correct. Very correct.
Yeah. So this is where we're going to need you. We're going to schedule a different session where you can walk us through the tax responsibility, how to get around the liabilities, because they're not even charging you for whatever you make. They're just saying just file And compliance is very critical when it comes to owning your integrity. Yes. So because we want to expand by this end of this year, NEPAC will be represented in at least 20 chapters. That is our goal. So, but we need to be able to do it right. We don't want to be discredited. So thank you so much. And
thank you so much, man.
Health officer, thank you for giving me the time. I apologize, ladies and gentlemen that are listening.
Appreciate you.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you.
And drive
Dr. O,
safely.
was she in Nigeria? Because you mentioned she was in Nigeria.
She's in California.
No. When you were in Nigeria,
She was in Nigeria with me.
So, Madam Vice, you probably met my mom.
You met his mom.
I remember her. Okay.
Ayomide's mom.
Okay.
She took charge of the intake.
Yes.
The intake of
Well, you know
all
what
of
she
those
was?
who participated.
She was a honorable NEPAC member. So the apple does not fall too far from the tree. It makes sense now. It makes sense. Yes.
We did mission together.
Yes, we did the mission. Okay, good.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so
maybe
much.
I'll borrow you as my son too, half and half.
That's fine.
See, we always fighting over that too.
A lot.
We mothers to the same people.
Well,
Thank you
thank you so much. Thank you for
welcome.
giving me the opportunity, Dr. Thank you.
Thank you.
So we still have individuals here.
Miss Omobolanle Omolabake.
My name is Omolabake.
Omolabake.
Yes.
Yeah.
Kindly, yes, you've unmuted. Thank you. Sorry about that.
No. It's fine.
My cursor, blocked part of the name. That was why. I speak Yoruba very well.
You're not down.
And I read very well.
Omolabake. Omolabake, yes.
Yeah. Big name.
Yes. I'm actually in Nebraska, Lincoln, precisely.
Are you going to show us your face? No.
Okay. Well, let me see. Let me see if you want to see my face.
Madam VP was driving.
There she goes. There she goes.
Yes.
Welcome, ma.
Welcome.
Thank you. I remember when I got to the US, I met with Mr. Ibrahim, and then he's been a wonderful brother. And I always think like, people are here who are always adding value to our community, which is very great. It's not, where we're coming from, everyone's minimum more. But here where, we are just scattered.
Meaning what I know is I'm the one that knows it. They
don't
share.
They don't share.
They heard what they know.
Yeah.
And interpreting what you said.
Heard what they have, I always appreciate him, and I salute that which that the Lord has given him. Please spread it.
Thank you.
Now, I would like to say something. Well, this is my first time that I will be attending, and I so much, when you say blessed, really, really blessed. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, everyone here. And I want to ask question because this is going to be my first time that I'll be filing tax. So, I had like you don't pay, like you are getting information free. So I want to ask if I'll be able to, I don't know how I'm going to do it because it's just my first time and I've not really worked like that. So this is just my 1 year working, but I've gotten some whatever from work. So I will need direction. I will need someone to advise or to help me through so that I'll be able to file it properly.
That's fine.
It said, which is very, very key. Yeah. So I don't mind. And also, if there's anything in our community that I'll get engaged, support, I'm not making that much, but whatever I can cough out to help whatever needed to be done, I don't mind as well. So if anyone wants to reach me, I'm always available to support and to give whatever I can in my own widow's might.
Please give your number. We're calling you now.
Yeah. Kindly share your number.
Yeah.
But she's right.
So share your number.
I will do that.
Thank you. Yeah. So the good news is we file taxes, for the all 52 states in the United States. It doesn't matter where you live.
Yeah,
You can
Mr. Ibrahim, please, I apologize. I mean, for discretion, since you're talking about people coming to ask you for money, maybe just give your number to Dr. O.
Yes.
And yeah, please
Yes.
don't share your number.
Share your number privately, in the private chat, just to me or
Okay.
to Mr. Ibrahim,
Yeah.
either of us. And he will be able to assist you
Yeah.
because he will not talk about your taxes on this forum. But you're right. Medical Mondays, that's what it's about. You get everything for free. We bring specialists, and you get your questions answered. Dr. Izugu has his hand raised. Is a cardiologist, is here every Monday. If we were talking about something medical, you will see all the doctors chime in and assist, and you can get anything you want answered. So it's the right forum for prevention. So kindly share that, and we'll reach out to you.
Thank you. Yeah. So Ms. Omolabake, you can call me. I'm going to text my number now. You can call me.
Fantastic.
Yeah, my number is 240-714-8958.
I have your number now.
Oh, perfect.
It's in the chat box.
Yeah. So you can call me right after the meeting. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much for those
Thank
kind
you
words.
so much. We appreciate you. I hope it's not too cold in Nebraska.
Oh no. Well, sometimes it's cold, sometimes, but now it's not really cold.
Fantastic.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
Dr. Izugu, kindly
Yes.
welcome. You still at
Thank
work.
you.
Hello, sir.
Thank you.
It's
Hello,
not
How
9
are
to
you?
5, oh, it's 9
Very
to
well,
10.
sir.
You have the floor.
Thank you so much for your
Yes.
presentation. I hope it's coming clear from what I'm speaking. Yeah.
Yes, we
Thank
can
you
hear you.
very much.
Thank you.
Minute, Dr.
You
Izugu, you're still at work. We said no.
It's all good. It's all good. But the fact is, you underscored a lot of beautiful, important points. One, the concept that people must have an identity.
Yeah.
If you don't know who you are, then you don't know where you're going. Okay. And in America, that identity, as you stated, is those tax numbers, your ID, or individual tax ID, or whatever. And you have to protect it, just like you protect your last name or the integrity of your family name. And to also understand that America is a unique nation, a nation that out of many, one, pluribus unum. That's what that country is really. That's what this country. So when you come here, you are an American.
Yes.
You can be a Nigerian American or whatever another American you are, but you're first American with full rights.
Yes.
Like everybody else. And then identify yourself, do the right thing of what makes a good citizen a good citizen.
Yes.
Okay? Because the things we enjoy here is because of those taxes we pay and those rules and regulations. If you go to a country where you don't pay those taxes, you're going to run into those problems. You're not going to have health care. You're not going to have good roads. You're not going to have rules and regulations. So when you come here, carry that God-given spirituality of being right and be a good citizen. And you have understood that. And, paying for experts is cheaper than paying for the consequences when problem happens. I have never myself, even as a student, filed tax myself. I have to use an accountant to do that, even if I had to pay them some, because I don't know what boxes are. And you can make one single mistake and it becomes a problem.
Oh, yes.
So please, 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 the young lady who is going to be filing first this year, use an expert. They're not going to charge you as much as they're going to charge somebody else who's richer. Okay? But once you develop that approach of using people who know the job to do the job, your life will be very easy and simple in America. There's so many hardship in America, but when you keep your nose clean, it's much easier. So thank you so much, my brother. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Oh my gosh. Thank you. Appreciate you. I have a question here for you. What is the age limit for the Child Act?
The
Child Act.
So
Ms. Adebisi Ojemuyiwa.
Depends on what they're asking for the child. Are they asking Child Act in aspect of taxes or what exactly?
In aspect of taxes.
So once a child is 18, they can choose to file on their own.
Okay.
But this is how I want to say it. And I'm going to use something that I've been saying since last year and today. And whoever asked that question, may God bless you.
Amen.
Now, so many parents are here and they want to apply for FAFSA for their children. When you want to apply for FAFSA for your child, it is important that that child is included on your tax return, unless that child wants to apply by themselves. And as we know it, to apply for FAFSA, they want to see a certain income, meaning that child might not be eligible to, be able to get that grant with whatever, income, which sometimes is not even up to $10,000. So if you have a child that is 18 that you want to apply for FAFSA for, yes, that child can still file on his or her own. But when submitting that tax return, the child must check that I will still be a dependent of my parent. So that way the child can file and you can still file having that child on your tax return. If that child does not check that box that I will still be a dependent and files on his or her own, when you want to file your taxes, having that child's information on your taxes, because you need that tax return to apply for FAFSA, they are going to reject that tax filing, saying that child are filed on,
On their
by
own.
themselves.
Yeah.
Right? So what we do in most cases is to file an amendment for that child and then file your own tax return. But the unfortunate thing is you would not be able to submit that tax return electronically. You have to now go and submit by paper. So to answer your question, the Child Act, as it concerns, tax return, allows for you to file for that child with that child as a dependent from age 0 to 18. Once that child is 18, that child can go and file by themselves. Now, the other thing I see, I get as question is, what if I have a child and that child is 16, right? A 16-year-old child cannot file by themselves, right? What if I have a child that is 16 that did a job, right? As long as that child did not make up to $12,000 on that job, which is not even expected. Nobody expected a child that is not up to 16 years old to go and do a job and then make more than $12,000. Many of them, they do summer job, $2,000 a year, $4,000 a year. What that means is that whatever that child made that is less than, the $12,000, which is the filing threshold, that child does not need to file that tax return. And when you are filing your own tax return, having that child as a dependent, you cannot include the income of that child on your own tax return. Because always remember, anytime you are submitting a tax return to the IRS, what the IRS is really concerned is your taxable income, your taxable income. If you are now submitting that tax return with somebody else, that person has to be your spouse. Your spouse, meaning in America, you can only submit your tax return as yourself, which is a single, or married filing separately, or you submit a tax return with your spouse filing jointly. You cannot include the income of any other person other than those two, right? So if you have a dependent that you want to include on your taxes, whatever income they make cannot be disclosed on your taxes. If that income is more than $12,000, that person has to remove themselves and go and file on their own. If the income is below $12,000, they can forget about reporting that income and join with you as a dependent, and you file with them. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. That is so helpful. Dr. Izugu, kindly unmute. I think you have your hand raised again.
I don't think
No,
so.
sorry.
Oh, okay. That was another.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay. Thank you. So there's another question here. What is the advised frequency of doing a P&L statement? Is it monthly or quarterly? Please tell us what P&L is.
So a P&L is your profit and loss statement.
Okay.
If you have a business,
For a business, yeah.
if you have a business, that business must generate income. The money you charge your customers, you charge your clients. All of that is what we call your income. Now, to make that income, let's give an example, FinServe Pro now, right? We pay rent, we buy office supplies, we pay for the app that we use to help you file your taxes, right? We have subscription, we pay to the financial institution that will help you get your loan if you want to buy a house, right? I, as an employee of FinServe Pro, my insurance as an employee, I would say now, because I'm also working for FinServe Pro. My insurance is an expenses for the business. So every expenses you incur, right, to make that money, because there's no how something will not go in to make money. Something must go in. Every of the things that go in has a cost. Those costs are what we regard as expenses. Now, at the end of the day, the money you make, right, minus the money you incurred is what we now call your profit or your loss. If it is a profit, you pay taxes on that profit. If it is a loss, you pay zero taxes, because when you apply zero multiply by tax rate is equals to zero. When you apply the profit you make multiply by the tax rate, it is equals to what we call your tax liability. So for you to know your tax liability as a business owner, you first and foremost want to know what your profit is. And how do you know your profit? Minusing your expenses from your income. Now, a lot of us, we don't know what our profit is even making. In fact, some of us, our businesses are making loss, and we feel they are making profits because we don't have what we simply call a P&L. And as you know it, once you don't have a means to measure something, you cannot understand the effect, the consequences, the importance. Does it need improvement? You won't be able to tell. So a profit and loss a P&L is simply a profit and loss, statement that helps you document the income of your business and the expenses for you to determine the profit or the loss. Now to the question of the frequency. I always advise quarterly, right? Quarterly in the sense that you do job from January to March, right? If you have your P&L from January to March, by the time you look at your profit, it should tell you something. And I'll give you a very good example. You could be incurring too much of expenses on supplies, for example, that are wasting. Maybe you bought too much supply than what you need. By the time you have your profit and loss, and then you're able to see how much supplies you bought, for example, it will tell you if you bought the accurate supplies that you needed or if you bought more. Now, if your P&L, which serves as a measuring metrics, will give you the opportunity to know how you need to even improve on the business. So if you do it quarterly, right, it would give you the opportunity to see where you need to improve on. What do I need to do more marketing? Do I need to increase my expenses? Do I need to ask an employee to go because what I do is seasonal and I don't need this employee now? Why should I keep paying this employee when I don't need this employee now? Your P&L will show you all of that. So as a business person, and I would now add at the back, as a serious-minded business person, do it quarterly to see how the business is doing. But for tax purpose, we need your annual. You get it? Thank you.
Wow. Thank you. So,
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
thank you. Dr. Ogunleye in California says, what you said about Nigerian Center is why she's a proud supporter of the center. And Sister Monique Williams said she's ready for that strength that you talked about NAPAC. She's ready to roll, and she's a pillar at NAPAC. So thank you. Dr. Gulaye said government jobs used to be the safe and secure job.
Unfortunately.
Things have changed, but we will continue to pray and see where it rolls. And for everyone on the platform, I did put on there the website for Nigerian Center, for NAPAC. Just click on it, and for NAPAC, Nigerian Center, you can become how do you say it? It's not a member, but you
No,
can
yeah.
you can get on the email serve, so you can know what is going on through the website. NAPAC on the upper right hand corner, you can become a member. Just click, register, and then you can actively start participating. And FinServe Pro, Mr. Ibrahim actually put his number there for you, so you can reach him directly, as well as his website. Thank you so much for that, because that's personalizing service for our family here. Dr. Francis Alu says, very excellent delivery, Ayomide.
Thank you.
And Dr. Amadou Singri said, great presentation, especially about the need for us Nigerians to be organized and have strong political capital to fight in the best interest of Nigeria like other groups do. There's no other forum or better forum to do that than NAPAC. So please join. Sister Mildred Fonderson said she has an issue logging into her IRS account. She always receives a message that says the name on her credentials don't match the SSA that they have on file, and she doesn't know how to direct this issue. Can you give any advice, or can she get an advice on what to do? And I must stop to say that thank you so much for presenting that. I actually wrote it down. I've never heard of an IRA account. And I've
IRS account.
IRS account. I've never heard of it. And you don't want to know how long I've been in this country. So thank you for that. I'll make sure I get one.
Yeah. So Miss
what advice
Mildred,
can you give? Yeah.
Miss Mildred, from your name, I can tell you are a Cameroonian. Are you here? Is she here? If you are here, unmute yourself. You can unmute yourself.
Yes, I am. Good evening, everyone.
Yeah. Are you Cameroonian?
Good evening.
Yes, I am.
You are Cameroonian. So let me say this, right?
That is profiling. She's from Abeokuta.
It's not only you, right? I'm sorry to call say this. So a lot of the times there is that issue with names, with Cameroonians especially, right? Especially, I'm not saying that to make feel bad in any way, but I'm just trying to let you know that I've experienced that a lot of the times, and it has to do with sometimes, how we have your last name, how the your name is on your passport, and then when they were processing your visa, they got the name wrong. I get that every year with a lot of Cameroonians that I assist, right, to get done. Yeah, so you can give me a call on 240-714-8958. What I'm going to do is to get you in touch with ID Me, right? And we are going to get that resolved. It is a simple process, right? And we can help you. And I'm going to say this here, that Cameroonians are one of my very, and I'm going to use the word loyal clients. So Cameroonians loyal to the core. When you meet one Cameroonian and you are so good with them, they introduce you to, in fact, their entire community. So Mildred, I'm ready to meet with you. Maybe with you, I can gain more access to Cameroonians like you. Thank you.
Yeah, you actually filed my taxes this year.
Interesting. Interesting. Okay. So I'll follow up with you. It's nice to meet you.
Thank you very
Nice.
much.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you for that help that you render her. Dr. Alu is asking what the requirements are for NAPAC registration. There are no requirements, right? You just go to napacusa.org.
Yeah, there is a requirement. You have to be a U.S. citizen, have the ability to vote.
Ah, okay.
It will tell
Okay.
you there when you go to the site.
Okay.
You have to be able to vote. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, you can support us financially, but in terms of membership, there are eligibility criteria. Thank you.
Thank you. So, Adeola, thank you so much for your posts, interpreted they gatekeep. And online, oh, fantastic. Oh my gosh, NEPAC members are a lot here. Dr. Gulaya says, entrepreneurs, listen to a tax expert. Oh, just because you can take a deduction doesn't mean you should take it. Not every deduction is wise to take. And she says she's speaking from experience. So please take that advice.
Mm.
And Dr. Akitonde said a big thank you for a detailed financial education to the Nigerian American community, actually to Africans, African Americans, to everyone.
Yeah.
Thank you, because we are a mixture on this platform, and it's all of us represented here. Pearl says, is the Medical Monday only for medical doctors or anyone in medical field, or anyone can join to learn everything medical? Yes, it's for everyone.
Every Mondays.
Every
Join.
Monday at 7 p.m. The link is the same, and it is streamed live on YouTube and Facebook. So you can go to see the past episodes there. If you give your email or phone number, we will add you to the list so that you will know the topic in advance. But the platform is for everyone. We have lawyers, accountants, financial experts, like you heard, a financial expert tonight. We have people from all walks of life. Business
7
owners.
Eastern.
Sorry?
7 Eastern. You East Coast people, you think the whole world uses your time, eh?
You're right. 7 is standard time. You know, that's Dr. Guleye. She's always on point. And I get my suya from how? Obalinde Suya online. You go to Obalinde Suya online. She makes the best suya and she sends it to you fresh.
It's not Obalende, it's Obalande.
It's
That's what
Obalinde.
my Igbo people call it, Obalande.
It's Obalinde. Dr. Guleye, please put it on the chat box for me so that I can see it again. Madam VP just confused me.
I'm sorry.
So iPhone, whoever is iPhone, says, excellent presentation. God bless you, Mr. Ayomide.
God bless you too. God bless you too.
And, you know, there's another question here. The minor IRA for kids, the tax form received from their investment account, how does it affect the parent filing? Or is there a threshold that doesn't affect them filing?
Yeah, so if you have, investment IRA for your kids, especially, the one that we call the college, that you save towards their college, and you got a tax form, that form will tell you how much you contributed to their college savings. You should always give that to your tax preparer, because that is a deduction that you can have, to either get more refund if you have to get refunds, or pay less taxes if you are to pay, taxes. So if you have a tax form that you have received for the investment for your children, you need that to be disclosed on your taxes.
Nice.
And yes, there's a threshold. There's a threshold. I think there's a threshold of $5,000 per child. Yeah. In the state of Maryland, it differs from different states, but in the state of Maryland, the 5 to 9 is $5,000.
Per year?
Yeah, per year per child.
That you can contribute into it?
Contribute, yes.
By yourself?
By yourself, yes.
Oh, okay. Thank you so much. That's great knowledge to have.
Right.
And Dr. Akitonde says everyone working in the USA should register for their IRS account and check periodically on the status of their yearly tax input for the past years. That is important. We just heard. And Ayodeji says fantastic delivery. That is not surprised. Ayomide always delivers, and that is right on point. That is the truth. He has been doing a great job for him, family, and their church.
Yeah,
Thank you so much, Brother Ayodeji.
Mr. Ayodegi, thank you.
Thank
Thank you. I'll
you.
speak to you soon.
No
Thank you
problem,
so
boss.
much.
Yeah, that's my guy right there. Yeah.
Thank you.
This man,
Appreciate you.
this man right here. 2 years ago, we filed his taxes, and we claimed Mr. Ayodegi. Can I
Disclose.
You go ahead. You go ahead.
yeah, and then he got a solar on his house, and we claimed the energy credit for him. And before doing that, they said, "Are you sure I can claim that?" I said, "Yeah, Mr. Ayodeji, you can, and this is going to increase your tax refund." But when I told him how much he was going to receive, he said, "Mr. Ayomide, I've never received this amount in my life." I said, "Mr. Ayodeji, but this is your right. Because you have energy solar that the government has given you the opportunity to have as a credit, you will get this money."
Wow.
Truth be told, Mr. Ayodigi did not get his refund in the stipulated time, which would be 2 weeks to 1 month.
And then, they told him they liked it.
And he was like, "Mr. Ayodigi, I told you," I said, "Mr. Ayodigi, this money is your money. If Biden, who was the president then, comes to my office, you will get this money." And then later he got a letter from the IRS that they are looking at, the tax return, because there's a credit that he has on his tax return that he has never claimed before.
Wow.
So I said, "Mr. Ayodigi, just hold on, right? You will get this money." Then later, I think he got on a call with them. They told him they were still working on the tax return. By the time he got his money, I think it was about 3 months after tax was even done. 3 months after, he got that money plus interest.
Oh, wow.
When they sent him the check, they sent him the tax amount, and then they now put beside INT, interest. Mr. Ayodeji, how much interest did you get on that tax return that year? Mr. Ayodeji?
You're muted.
I think I got 950 and interest on that.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I meant to say that
So
because
we won't say anything about what the core is then.
oh yeah. So what I'm trying to say the other is that when IRS hold on to your money for too long, when they pay you interest. When you don't pay the IRS on time, when you are paying them, they also take your interest.
Right.
And since then, this man will tell anybody, if you want to file your taxes, if this man tells you what to do, right, just stay with him. And 3 days ago, I wrote something down, and I'm going to read it out to everybody. Whether you are a business owner, whatever you do, I want to read this out because the Holy Spirit will just minister to me, and sometimes I write it out. And I said here, let me see. Oh, there's a good person. Yeah, I said, never miss out on the opportunity to tell someone the right thing to do. Never miss out on the opportunity of telling a client the right thing to do. Never miss out. I'm going to say it 3 times. Never miss out on the opportunity of telling a client the right thing to do. Now, the thing is, some would go, some would stay.
Yeah.
When you tell somebody the right thing to do, sometimes the right thing to do might not be palatable. Sometimes it might hurt. I've told clients here that when you filed your taxes last year, the reason why you are saying what I am telling you would get is because the person that filed your taxes last year said you gave a donation of $50,000. Is here. You see it? Did you give a donation of $50,000? He said no. I said that is why you got high tax refund last year. I would not do that because I am a representative of FinServe Pro. There's no amount you want to give me that I will use that to wreck. In 6 years that we've been in business, one of our clients, just one of our clients has been audited. This is his audit here. I told him this audit will, this is because I told you when you were giving me this stuff that they will flag this tax return right here. He sent me his stuff and I told him, is either you come and take your paper or it's going to be there for life. He has not come since then to get his paper to go and do the audit because I told him I'm not going to represent you. I would not. 6 years, one audit. That is it right there. When you have the opportunity to tell someone the right thing to do, please do. Some will take it, some will stay and say, you know what, I'm ready to take this. But trust me, some of those that left, they will come back.
Yes.
And when they come back, they are coming with a problem. And you will now do what? You will now build them times 5. This thing that I wrote down here, I wrote it down because a client that I told 2 years ago, with the way you are going, you will run into problem. They gave him 3 years audit. He ran down here. And I told him, you first of all deposit $3,500. He ran away. Now he has not come back. I told him that 3,500 because I don't even want to do it. I don't want to associate with him again. So if you are a business owner here, if you are a husband, if you are a spouse, my mother that you met, Annie, she will say, Ke ohun sọ̀rọ̀, kó má bàa kẹtan sáré o. Ayomide, I am shouting at you now because I don't want to grow old and then I will now be running Esakesta because somebody is calling me that you have come and steal in their house. So cry now, cry. But me, I will not stop telling you the right thing to do. So please, based on this identity we are trying to raise, if you see anybody in your environment, your neighbor, that is not doing the right thing, at least try. Don't miss out on that opportunity. You might be their saving grace. Please, Mr. Ayodeji here is here now. This is going to be his 4th year as our client. I cannot count the number of clients this man has referred to FinServe Pro. I cannot. I've lost count. Because we told him the right thing to do. We stood by it. And here we are today. Thank you.
Thank you. Actually, I want to thank Mr. Ayodeji. You are a wonderful man. I didn't realize that your camera was not on because I was typing in the chat box. He actually raised his hand. And I thought he wanted to ask a question that, okay, we'll leave it for later. He wanted to let me know that your camera was not on. Thank you so much. That's somebody protecting others, making sure things run well. That's fantastic. Auntie Tower, you have your hand raised, ma, and you've had it raised for a while. The last question or last comment took a while. Kindly unmute, ma. Welcome, ma.
Good evening,
all the way
everyone.
from Tampa.
Good evening, ma.
Good evening. How you doing, everyone?
Good evening.
The question I want to ask is about business. If you have a business and you file as S corp or LLC, and you do your L&P, and you have a negative balance, how long can you carry it? How many years can you carry it forward as you file each year?
3 years. So if you take, for example, you have a S corp, meaning maybe you had a LLC and then you elected as S corp, right? And then you file your taxes and then you made a loss. You can carry that loss, for 3 years, right? After 3 years, you're not able to have that loss, anymore. But also know that the loss that you claim on your business that you have on your S corp, remember that you are going to take that loss and pass it through to your personal tax return. So always make sure that if you have a S corp, once you first file your 1120S, whatever loss you make there, you have to go and disclose that loss on your personal tax return on what we call your K1. So I hope that is how you've been doing it.
No, okay. And my other question is about LLC series. Is that more advisable or just individual LLC?
So it depends on what you want to do with the business, for example, right? Because each of these structure have their advantage and disadvantages. Now, if you are trying to run a business, like organize a business that you see is going to scale, and you might someday want people to come and join you as investors by giving you money, you can't do that as a LLC. You have to go by incorporation, right? Now, when you say LLC series, because if LLC series is not what we have mostly here in the state of Maryland, what state are you?
We don't have it in Florida either,
It's in
but they have
Tampa,
it in
Florida.
Illinois.
Tampa, Florida.
We don't have it in Tampa in Florida,
Okay.
but there is available in Illinois.
In Illinois. So what business are you trying to have?
It's a real estate business.
Can we take it off the
So
platform?
that's what I'm going to. So I'm going to
It's
say that
getting so personal.
yeah.
We
So
don't
what I'll
engage.
say is, ma'am, give me a call, right? I would want to know what business you want to do, where you want to do it, and then I'll guide you on the right structure that you should have. And I'll give you a very good example. We have those who want to. This is a general example now. I always advise, if you are trying to go into real estate by buying a house, right, and using it as a rental property, buy another one, it is always advisable that you register one LLC per property.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll give you the reason why. If you have a lawsuit on one, if you use one LLC to acquire all the property, right, the compensation that whoever is suing you would not be limited to one property. It will be it can, once one property is not able to pay that, compensation, it goes on to the next one. But if you register a LLC to buy a property, if anything happens on that property, it does not affect the other one. So that's just a general advice.
Okay.
But like I said, I would want to know what you want to do.
Yeah.
Give me a call, and then I would advise you personally on what you should do.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay. So on the platform, you will see that, the link to Medical Mondays on YouTube and Facebook are posted. Please go on them and subscribe. We'll appreciate it. Yes, we have recordings of Medical Mondays with Dr. O on YouTube. Yes. Thank you. Thank you so much. I have so much assistance tonight. Ayomide, hey, this is fantastic.
Thank you, ma'am.
Sister Tinuke Okwade said, thanks so much, the host and our presenter. Your presentation was very rich. God bless you. And Dr. Dija said, thank you. Thank you, Dr. O, always. Mr. Ayomide, thank you for your awesome presentation. And she's inviting us all to the series part 2 of the financial misconceptions of the middle class. She said we cracked the code. And the link is posted there on Thursday, the 26th. It's on Thursday in a couple of days. So the link is there. Please click on it. And our writer, you want to write a book? Mrs. Atekoja has helped so many people write their books. She said she's also a witness. She engaged your services, and she can say she had an excellent experience working with you.
Yeah.
Said Mr. Ayo communicated with clarity and competence every inch of the way. Thank you so much. You are a gift to our generation. We are grateful.
Thank you. Dr. I call her Dr. Adiola Atekoja. Thank you so much for choosing FinServe Pro this year. And I enjoyed every bit of the time we spent. And I want to say this publicly, that client like you, challenge me and every of our team member to do better by researching. I mean, this woman, she came with so many questions. so many questions, and you can tell that these are questions from someone who wants to get it right. Because like I said, there is a greater calling, right? And yeah, Dr. Tekoja, we hope to see you very soon, and definitely, next year. And if you are here, we still have 51 people here. Please, if you know anybody around you who need help with their businesses, we offer accounting services for business owners, right? We also assist you with your tax filing, either as an individual or a business. If you want to buy a house, we can assist you with that mortgage loan. And the other thing I say is that life insurance is very, very, very important. I came to the US in 2017. By 2018, I got my life insurance. But how I got my life insurance is my last story tonight. A friend of mine who got a life insurance through an agent. Usually when you get life insurance, the agent will tell you, now that you have gotten your life insurance policy, can you please give me contact of at least 5 people? 5 people. Contact. You don't have to call them. Call them. Just give me their number. I will call them and introduce them. This guy gave my contact to this lady, and she called me. And by February of 2018, I got my life insurance policy. By 2020, we lost my friend. By 2020. But that's not where I'm even going. The lady, got the news that he died. But she did not know how to reach the family. And as she was thinking, how can I reach this? And this guy, she remembered me. And then she gave me a call and said, I learned about this. I said, yeah. She said, I've been trying to reach the family. I said, oh, yeah. And then I did that. But that is even, where I'm going is, number one, what if that man, my friend, may his soul continue to rest in peace? What if he didn't have that policy? He would have gone. The family would never have had the opportunity, to have what they got, as the death benefit. Now, life insurance is not all about death, but I just took us to the extreme of it. There are other benefits of you having life insurance. Several other benefits. One of it is what I said when we're going to have our event in December and we're looking for how to, raise money. That was where I went to, borrowed some money from there and then paid back, as soon as I got some money, I just quickly paid it. What if I don't have that money that I've saved there as the investment arm of my life insurance? Because with your life insurance, you can also have an investment arm, which is why you want to make sure that you join this meeting on the 26th that says financial misconception of middle class. Let Dr. Dija tell you more about life insurance. If you need to get a policy, if what I just said now pitches you to at least get a policy, no matter what, there's no policy that is bad. Get something. Speak to us, and we'll get you the right policy that fits where you are. The way insurance is if you are not making much now, there is insurance policy that is meant for your level. And as you upgrade, as you say, you also upgrade, your life insurance. I used to tell a joke that you want to go and do BBL, for example, BBL, God created you. You now want to upgrade what God created. Remember to get life insurance for the upgrade, though. Because if that BBL fails, nobody will crowdfund for you. That just on, that just, something to joke about. But please, right? Life insurance, especially in this part of the world, is not a luxury. It is a must. On that note, Dr. O,
Yeah, I
now
have
I honestly just want to, thank you for giving me the opportunity to, jump on this platform tonight to talk, to, every one of us here. And for you that is still here and those who have left, thank you so much. And thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for being here, and thank you for this awesome, awesome session on education and your assistance of everyone. And I pray that everyone would take advantage of the gift you are to us. Mr. Franco Budget said, thank you, sir, for this great presentation, that they're glad to be in this session. And Dr. Ajay said, thanks for sharing, and may the friend rest well.
Amen.
Whatever you do for others, you are also doing for yourself,
Yeah.
because every act of kindness, integrity, and generosity eventually comes back to you.
Yeah.
Dr. Dija also thanks you and says that we need to stop the myth about dying. Life insurance is all about life and living. And Dr. Veronica, all the way my sis from California, says, great. Thanks, Dr. O, and our presenter, Mr. Ayomide, that she sent a text and will follow up with you, Ayomide. She's
Yeah.
going to follow up. Thank you so much.
Okay.
I'm going to ask that you give us a parting statement, what we should take home before we call it good night.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, so everything we talked about here is all about identity. Tonight is all about we understanding why we have this identity. There's a reason why I'm a Black man. There's a reason why I'm a Yoruba man. There's a reason why I'm a man. You could have created me a woman. So every one of us here, we need to commit to understanding why we have this identity. And with this identity, we fulfill the requirement of the place that we are. First, we make sure that whatever it requires us to stay and live in that place that we are right now, we fulfill it. As I told someone yesterday, I am a citizen of the world. I am just right now living in America, one of the countries that I am a citizen of. Tomorrow, if God says Canada, I'm going. Right? Right? If God says UK is UK tomorrow, I'm going. Right? But anywhere I find myself, the first thing I must always maintain is my identity, because I know that what God is trying to do with me is using my identity to pass a message to those that looks like me and those that look not like me anywhere I find myself. And there's no how you can achieve that if you don't fulfill the requirement of that place. One major one that I know is you filing your taxes. So, dear Americans, as we go tonight, I want you to always know it that you have to fulfill your civic responsibility. On the other hand, love yourself, love your spouse. If you are married and you are here, love your spouse. I told my wife yesterday, I get to know my wife more every day. What I told my wife yesterday is God said to me that it is not by mistake that I married you. It is not by mistake that you allow to be married with me. This was just yesterday morning. And God said, there is a lot He has planted in you to help me fulfill who I am to be. There is a lot that he has planted in me to help you become who he has created you to become. And that would never come to happen. I would never help for what he has planted in you to help me flourish if I don't love you. So it is not a matter of question. I must love you. It is a must. I must love you if I want to succeed, because inside of you is what would help me flourish and succeed. And it is not by mistake. The Spirit said there are billions of people. Why is it this one that you married? It is not a mistake. So if you are here and you are thinking this person, this is not the person I should have married, please, I want you to rethink. And for our children, I have this to say. We must first be concerned for our children. And with that concern, we love them. Concern first, and then we love. When those two women came to Solomon and said, "This is my child, this is my child, this is my child," Solomon did one thing. He wanted to know which of the women is concerned for the child. Which of the two women? He's not concerned about who is the mother of the child. His concern was who is intent is thought. I want to know who is concerned about this child. And he said, grab me a sword, divide that child. And the one that said, no, don't divide that child, Solomon said, give to this one. Now, I want to ask you, what if the mother of that child, as of the time that they were fighting, have what we call postpartum? Madam Dr. O, please, what is the meaning? What is the meaning?
Postpartum syndrome. People after delivery sometimes may go into depression, or it could be mania.
Yeah.
They just go.
Now, is it possible that when they have that, they hate that child? Is it possible?
Well, it's not that they hate the child,
Okay.
but the mental status can cause them to hurt the child.
Now, what I'm about to say, what if the mother of that child at that point had that syndrome, and she's the one that does not want to have anything to do with the child? And she's like, you know what? I don't want this child. And when Solomon said, kill the child, she's like, well, I just rather let this child go. But the other woman is like, even though this child is not mine, I want this child to live, and beg Solomon, please don't kill this child. Solomon said, give this child to the one that is concerned for the child to live. So what am I saying in the other hand? Is that for our children, let us show concern. And then with that concern, we love them. And one of the ways to show concern about your child or the children you have is what one lady did here. Invest in their future. Do college savings for them. Do IRA for your children. Get life insurance. Call Dr. Dija. Dr. Dija, how can I get life insurance for my children? Invest in their future. A lot of us, our parents did not do that. We have to stop the blame game, forgive them. And now that we have our own children, let us do what we are not happy our own children did not do. Let us do it for our children, because trust me, the reason why God created every one of you here is for you to have what we call generational wealth. That is why you are here. He wants you to have your own pace, your own place in this life that he has created. And there's no how you can get your own place in this world if you don't invest in your children. Be concerned and love them with that concern. The other thing is, you are here in America now, right? You are here now. Everything you have, put it here. Relate with your people in Nigeria. but every of your mentality, put it into succeeding in this country, because that is the only way you can succeed here and go and succeed back home. I love every one of you, and my prayer is that by the end of this year, we become stronger as a community, right? And we become more successful. God bless you.
Amen. Thank you so much. Wow. Wow. I'll say also that everyone who was here, it wasn't by accident. Ade Ola said, what is your identity? What is your why living in the United States? And I appreciate this participation. This is somebody who has participated actively on Medical Mondays through the chats tonight and, actually put it there. Thank you so much for your contribution. Dr. Dija is saying 529 is not what you should look at for college. There's more to that. And Dr. Alvin said, great motivation by Mr. Ayomide is a very deep person. So I'm glad these are coming in like this. But I love this. Dr. Alu said, the presentation today is a complete package. It is. Well done, Ayomide.
Okay.
Thank you. And Sister Florence said, God bless you too. Thank you, Brother Ayomide. Great job.
Okay.
Thank you. God bless you all.
Thank you.
Till we meet next week.
Amen.
Please ponder what you heard tonight. Take action. Don't let it be you heard it in one year, it goes out in the other one. Take action. File your taxes. Contact Ayomide. And remember to get Obalinde Suya. She sent me Kilishi also. Oh my gosh, it's so good. It's Obalinde Suya. I was right. So thank you. And yes, thank you. This is
I kind of like summarize that real quick. We do want to think about the
now, who is that? This is your financial health. You are right. Thank you. I still have more coming in. They say, thanks for sharing such great information and insight and purposeful life. Dr. Alu, thank you for appreciating me. I says, thanks as always, Dr. O. You remain the best. Thank you.